Hello, my name is Felix Jakob. I'm a scientist trained in biotechnology, working at the RWTH Aachen University and the DWI Leibniz Institute for Interactive Materials in Aachen, Germany. When the Berlin Wall fell, I was sleeping soundly in my parents' place in south of Germany, and they woke me up next day and told me that Germany is united now. So as a child, I wanted to become a carpenter. I wanted to work with wood, it's an amazing material, and I wanted to build new things. So what I'm doing at the moment is not exactly the same, but at the end what I build on a molecular level new things, new systems for plant protection. So if you ask me if it's the same, it's not. But at the end, I love what I'm doing, and I'm happy that I have the position that I'm here at the moment. So my research within the Bioeconomy Science Center is breaking the wall of pesticide reduction. So what is the challenge? The major challenge our society is faced to is that we have a growing world population, but we have one planet. So at the end, we have limited resources to feed the growing world population. And all this gives us the responsibility to use our land carefully in a responsible manner. But this also increases the pressure on agricultural production. So at the end, what we need smart solutions for food production. And there comes my research into place. So what we are doing in the Green Release project, a team of biotechnologists, polymer chemists, economists, and also plant scientists are working hardly to reduce pesticide usage. And we developed a system mainly composed of two parts. So one is a microgel, so a microgel container in which we can incorporate pesticides, all different kinds of pesticides that we can at the end slowly release. And then we have the second component. These are the anchor peptides. So small peptides that love to bind and to stick to plant surfaces. And with our methodologies in directed evolution and protein engineering, we can tailor these peptides to specifically bind to leaves or to plants. And what we have at the end, when we conjugate the peptides to the microgels, we have a biodegradable and sticky container that we can bind to plants and that protect the plant. And what we did last season in Apple here in North Rhine-Westphalia in the Chamber of Agriculture was that we evaluated this technology in the field. And in the field, we reduced the usage up to threefold, but the potential under controlled conditions that we saw was up to 40-fold pesticide reduction. And this is the motivation for my work and why I'm working every day to reduce pesticide usage. The innovation potential of our research is the combination of anchor peptides, so biological components, with microgel, synthetic components. We combine them, and at the end what we have a novel release technology for plant protection and plant health applications. So in simple words, what we take a biological component, combine it with a synthetic component, mix it, at the end we have biodegradable, sticky pesticide containers that selectively and with a strong rainfastness bind to plant surfaces, and with this we reduce the pesticide usage to a minimum that is required to guarantee good harvest yields. So what we do, we want to minimize pesticide usage. And pesticides, at the end, they are active, they have a certain biological function, and they end up in the environment. And ultimately, they could also accumulate in the food chain. So our idea is if we reduce pesticide usage directly in the field, with the vision it would be 40 or more times, that at the end, We only use the amounts of pesticides that we really need to guarantee a good harvest yields and to guarantee food production for the growing world population. So there are quite some questions that are still open. For example, so how do we design the optimal anchor peptide for leaf binding or fruit binding, or maybe we can also design a peptide that only binds to the leaf and not to the fruit. The other thing is, how can we design release kinetics of the microgels, that we have the slow release in order to minimize the pesticide usage even more? Or can we also someday design interactive microgels and interactive peptides to reduce pesticide usage? These are all questions in our head, in my head, that I would like to answer one day. But honestly, so what keeps me not sleeping at night? This is at the moment not the science. These are my two little boys that cannot fall asleep.